Welcome, students. I'm glad you've joined me to walk through Into the Unknown, Introduction to Algebraic Expressions. You can download this packet on our website, or perhaps you brought your binder home and you can work on it right now. Let's start with the warm-up. Now, if you don't have supplies, now's a good time to pause the video and get any highlighters, colored pens, colored pencils, anything you want to do to annotate our work. I'm going to walk through all the assignment with you so that you can receive the instruction despite our absentee days. Warm-up. In the school cafeteria, soft pretzels sell for $1.25 each. Determine how much money the cafeteria earns in each situation. On Monday, the cafeteria sold 14 soft pretzels. On Wednesday, the cafeteria sold 35 soft pretzels. On Thursday, the cafeteria sold 50 soft pretzels. I want you to think for a minute, what operation would you need to accomplish this task? If you said multiplication, you are correct. Let's try it out. Number 1, we have 14 pretzels. Well, the price of a pretzel is $1.25. Therefore, it'll be 14 times $1.25. We're going to substitute the value for P. Let's just try this out on our calculator. 14 times $1.25. $17.50. That seems reasonable. Number 2. P still contains the same value, but now more were sold. So we should expect the price to increase. Number 2. I'm going to say 35 pretzels sold for the price of P, where P, the price per pretzel, is still $1.25. Now, we simply substitute the value of P here, 35 times $1.25. When you see the parentheses directly next to the numbers, and I always say they're smushed up together, that means multiplication. Let's punch this in. We've got 35 times $1.25, $43.75. Lastly, on Thursday, they sold 50. I'm going to move that down here. So it would be 50 times P, where the price of P has not changed. Price per pretzel is still $1.25. We're going to substitute the value for P, $1.25 times 50. We're going to get a grand total, and again, it should increase from our previous sales. 50 times $1.25, $62.50. Okay. So if you were able to get those answers, you have done this procedure correctly. Let's look at the learning goals and key terms before we pause this video. Learning goals. Write algebraic expressions to represent real-world and mathematical situations. You might recall that we do have algebraic expressions in our interactive notebook. Algebraic expressions is located here in our interactive notebook, page 7 for quarter 4. And there were 2 types of algebraic expressions. You might recall there were numerical expressions under this flap. You could evaluate these using the order of operations, and there were algebraic expressions under this flap. Unless we were giving a substitution value for the variable, we were unable to evaluate these currently. Now, does anybody remember the difference between an expression and an inequality or equation? Well, if you said expressions don't contain equal signs or inequality signs, then you are correct. Next, we're going to match algebraic and verbal expressions. This is translating language. Identify parts of an algebraic expression using mathematical terms. That's the coefficient, the variable, the constant. Evaluate algebraic expressions as specific values of their variables. That's that substitution process when you know the value of the variable and you just pop it into the equation and you solve using the order of operations. Here are our key terms. Variable, that is the unknown. Algebraic expression, basically a number sentence or perhaps an algebraic sentence. Coefficient, that's the number in front of the variable. Term, that is the items being added together. Sometimes they contain constants, sometimes it's a coefficient with a variable. And to evaluate an algebraic expression means to find the value of. That's simply substituting the value of the variable into the expression. That is the end of our introduction video. Next, we'll move on to the following lesson.